I prefer the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.
One of the loudest defender of Islam start saying thinking is dangerous and the modern life threats to faith. And of course, solution to this is very basic. What is that? Going backwards. When you hear these kind of things, you know something gone very, very wrong. If defending Islam asks you to shut down your brain, shut down your mind, I am afraid to tell you that is not defense at all. It is called red flag. Listen carefully what Daniel Hakikachi says. And remember, this is Daniel Hakikachi's contribution to the Muslim community as well as his contribution to the Islamophobia Awareness Month. Fear of thinking and fear of progress.
What they're talking about is just basic day laborers. These people are very low IQ. And by the way, I'm going to even make the claim that they're really choosing Islam anyway. They can't really think about it that hard, right? So the question becomes, right, as we're kind of diving into this, I just want to point out one more time, the argument is around a singular Christian principle. The singular Christian principle is that we're not allowed to marry our first cousins. That's in our ecclesiology. For why is marrying your first cousin for the purpose of building low IQ societies better than not doing that?
Go ahead, Daniel. Again, it's not a causal relation. Islam doesn't mandate marrying your cousin. It's not like we're saying we want to keep IQ low, so marry your cousin. You keep getting the causal chain wrong about this. The second point that I want you to address is that when we look at IQ increasing, that is associated with more atheism. It is directly correlated with higher levels of atheism. The higher the IQ goes, the more people become atheists. This is a bad thing. I would assume that Christians would agree more atheism is a bad thing. Again, I prefer to turn the clock back 200 years where Christians had these traditional Christian societies. Muslims had traditional Muslim societies. Yeah, you didn't have a laptop. You didn't have internet. You didn't have cars. But guess what? You didn't have to worry about your wife having to, being in college and sleeping with every frat boy in the university, and you don't even know her history because of feminism. You have like LGBT degeneracy. You have elderly who are being shipped off to old folks' homes because there's not a strong family unit to take care of our own elderly. Children are being shipped off to daycares because there's not a strong family, strong marriage, mom at home with traditional roles to take care of the children. I prefer the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.